here in crazy faith? Would you be found faithful? Would you wait on my favor? Would you burn the plows and make it final? Because it's better forward. Do you know what Elisha did? Look at 1 Kings 19:21. It said, oh, I love this. So Elijah returned to his oxen and slaughtered all of them. He killed them all. He used the wood from the plow that he had built his livelihood off of, and he used it as fire to roast their flesh. He passed around the meat to the townspeople, and they all ate. Then he went with Elijah as his assistant. Do you know how crazy it is to look at the career that got you to the place that you at right now? And if God says, follow this, to go to that career and take an axe to it and dismantle the things that brought you significance, the way everybody knows you. They know you as Bob the Builder. They know you as, come on somebody, they know you as Rachel the real estate girl. They know you as Isaiah the insurance guy. They know you as Billy the basketball player. And God says, don't just walk away from it, because you might be tempted to go back to it. I need you to break it and burn it. Ooh-wee. What kind of crazy faith does it take to look at what has made you who you think you are? And then God says, can I have it back? Oh, God wouldn't do that? Ask Abraham. When he waited 100 years to have a son named Isaac, he finally gets the promise. And then God says, when the boy's about 16 or 17, come and make an altar and give me back what I promised you. Do you know how crazy it is to lead your promise up the mountain to kill it? Do you know how crazy it would be to cut off your social media when you are a content developer? I'm trying to bring it to your regular life. Do you know how crazy it would be that you studied 8 years in that profession and then God told you to go volunteer at a nonprofit that can't pay you? When you walk in crazy faith, write this down. You burn up the backup. I'm trying to get you to crazier faith, but we ain't even perfected crazy faith, because you still got so many backup plans. When you walk in crazy faith, we do what Elisha did. We burn the backup. This was his livelihood. But he said, I can't go where God is calling me when I always have plan B in my back pocket. And how many of us have our plan Bs ready? This didn't work. Y'all didn't like me, but hands raised in the chat, and here lie. How many of y'all always got a backup plan no matter what happens? Hands lifted. Come on, y'all. Let's be real. Humble, open, and transparent. Some of y'all got 2, 3, 4, 5 backup plans. You got a backup husband and a backup wife. That's why you keep them DMs open. That's why your Facebook is so friendly. It's because you got a backup plan. I'm coming to your house today. And God said, if you're going to live in crazy faith, it's time to burn the backup. Some of y'all working at a job that God plans to make you the CEO over, but you still working that side hustle on the side that is your ambition and not anointed by God. And I'm not telling you to not do the things to help you get ahead, but the thing that I am telling you, if God told you to focus there, you can't give 100% there while you're working on plan B. And said, you'll never get what I want you to see if you keep working on plan B. And if God didn't give you plan B, you only go with plan A. I know they don't teach this no more because they want everybody to feel comfortable, but live a mediocre life if you want to. Be 58 talking about, oh, I just knew God was going to do more with me, but is this it? He tried to 30 years ago. You always needed a stash. I always got my side hustle. This was my environment. My uncle always told me, my cousins always told me, keep this, that, and the third. What did God tell you? You got money stashed under your mattress and God's trying to give you a ministry. Burn the backup. I don't know who I'm talking to today, but Jay, they got to understand that if you keep going through the life God's called you to walk in faith, by and with, and you keep relying on and hoping for the moment where God allows you to get out of this current situation and you can pull out the hard drive that you've been saving, the phone number that you've been saying, the relationships that you've been saving. Some of y'all still got little black books from college. Burn that crap. Some of y'all still holding on to boyfriends and girlfriends and notes that they wrote you because that was the time that I read the Notebook and it was like the Notebook when he said, that ain't your man. And I need you to, let me stop. Let me help you understand that what God has for you is much better, but you're comparing it to something that ain't ever gonna happen. Burn the backup. And I know it's gonna take crazy faith to do that, because some of us are so comfortable that we couldn't see our life without what we already have. So Pastor Mike, practically, how do I burn the backup? You need to pray a triple H prayer. And I'm not talking about a WWE star with long hair that spits up in the air. This is something different that I'm going to help you understand. A triple H prayer is the prayer that I believe that Elijah was praying on the way back to meet and follow EJ. He said, Lord, let this thing that you're working in crazy faith go from my head. Let it be so weighty that it drops to my heart, that it then makes me do something and it comes out in my hand. You don't break and burn something with your hands that didn't go through those 3 steps. That it started off in your head, it dropped down to your heart, it came out in your hands. I feel that thing. I said it started in your head, it dropped down to your heart, it came out in your hands. Can y'all help me right now? It's gonna start up in my head and drop down to my heart and come out in my hands. One more time, I need everybody. Started in my head, it dropped down to my heart, it comes out in my hands. You'll never give what God wants you to give if you don't start walking in crazy faith. So it goes from your head. That's a good idea. I probably should do that. And it drops down into your heart. I can't shake this crap. And it comes out in my head. It don't matter. Elisha could have been crying while he was breaking down the plow. That's good. I thought this is what you gonna do with me. God doesn't care if it's emotional, as long as you're obedient. You might cry giving away that jacket and that hoodie he gave you. You know who he is. You might be frustrated leaving the city that you're the man in. But God said, I want to give you a new journey. And it's going to take crazy faith to do it. You got to burn the back up. And do you know what this means? When you burn the back up, you make it final. When you burn something, you don't burn something with the hopes of going back to it. Like this man burned everything he had worked for up until this point, and he made it final. So I just need to paint this picture. Elijah found Elisha. He found him faithful, okay? And then what? He gave him favor, and then Elisha made it final. Let's go back. If you're gonna walk in crazy faith, you have to be found faithful. You have to wait on the favor, and then every plan you've had before this, you're gonna have to make it final. Okay? This man came to this realization that I've had to come to. If I'm always holding on to what could have been, I will never go to what is. And I don't know, there's 103 days left in 2021. And some of y'all still talking about what you lost in the pandemic. And God said, I'm not back there. I'm up here. And if you're always holding on to what you could have done and what we could have had and what the business should have done, you'll never go to what is. Romans 8:18. Let this encourage you. I prophesy this over you right now. I consider that our present sufferings are not worth or worthy to be compared with the glory that will be revealed in us. What's up ahead ain't worth me comparing what could have been. Somebody needs to hear me say this. It's better up ahead. Woo! I felt that thing, Jay. It's better up ahead. Some of y'all been looking at what you lost, and God said, would you follow me out here in crazy faith? Would you be found faithful? Would you wait on my favor? Would you burn the plows and make it final? Because it's better forward. Your family's better forward. Your finances are better forward. The thing that God wants to do in your life is better